The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
School shootings are tragically a growing trend in America. Recently, a 14-year-old took his own life after exchanging gunfire with police officers at a middle school in Indiana. Now his mother faces charges. A tragic set of circumstances. The question is, should the mother be held responsible? We're joined by attorney and clinical psychologist Dr. Lisa Strohman, who is here to help weigh in on this. Could the mom be liable here?
The quick answer is yes. I think that we have to separate the emotional side of how awful it must be for a parent to lose a child and grieve that from the legal side. And the legal side is, as a parent with a minor child, you are responsible to ensure their safety and that they're not neglected and that they are cared for. And so that's what these 6 felony charges and misdemeanor charges are all about.
What kind of charges are these, if I may, just to help me understand?
This is an interesting case to me because there's been many different scenarios that are similar to this, and the parents haven't been charged. So in this situation specifically, because there was warning and because we knew that the child was struggling, the mom, what they're saying is, neglected to do what she should have done to remove the guns from the home. She claims that they were locked up, but apparently the law enforcement is saying that's not enough. And in this situation, she took the child to treatment, but in this case, also removed him from the treatment facility. And then, again, the charges are that she should have forced medication, which is a whole nother argument of whether or not that's even something that
But if
you
she
do.
were found guilty of these 6 felony charges, I mean, again, no one can predict, but are we looking at potentially years in prison for
Absolutely.
the mother?
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
this particular case, I mean, this 14-year-old took his own life, which is tragic. She lost her son, but thank God nobody else was injured. And I think if somebody else had been injured, they'd be looking at throwing the book at her. But to you, Lisa and Judy, I mean, I think it just underscores, again, mental illness in kids. Mm-hmm. That it's more prevalent than ever, and they're not getting the proper care that they need.
So the mother now loses her 14-year-old child from mental illness. She did notify the police, right? When
She called 911. She was told, and she's lost more than just a child in this situation. She was in a 12-year relationship with her boyfriend, who was the owner of the guns, who raised this young man. Right. And he was held by gunpoint by the child to drive him to the school. So she now has lost her child, she has lost her partner, and she has lost now probably her freedom, based on the fact that we don't have in the United States a system that handles this properly. I think she did everything she needed to do. She took him to treatment, they put him in a mental facility, they got him on medication. What else as a parent are we to do if we know our child is struggling?
I'm just looking at this mom's life right now, and my heart is aching for her because I do not believe she's a bad mother. I do not believe she's a bad person. One of the things I learned very quickly in my career as an ER doctor, it is quite common for people to come into the ER with either homicidal or suicidal ideation, and you're sitting there trying to figure out, is this legit or not legit? Is this
so hard.
Someone seeking attention versus actually, do they maybe even surreptitiously have a plan in place? And you don't always make the right call. We start imprisoning parents for long, long periods of time. I'm not sure if that solves the problem. What, in your opinion, would be the right thing to do with this mom here?
This is a perfect example of where you could take a parent like this, you could look at the facts, right? But for the bullying at the school, what did they play in this? But for the fact that they went to this medical facility, mental health facility, that they released her. Look at all of those facts in totality, and then maybe have the mom, as a sentence or a diversionary process, go out and speak on this issue and be an example.